Good morning. Still morning. You've been here for a few of our hearings this morning already. I've seen you in the back, Swan. Just wanted to reiterate, though, it's a status quo budget year, essentially, for a couple of reasons. One, we've had more than $200 million in increases in revenue, and virtually every department has seen some improvements in the last couple of years. Additionally, we have the lowest tax rate in the city's history, $3.15.5 in the Urban Services District. So we're being very prudent and careful with the people's money. And then the third reason is that we had an unanticipated number of appeals of the reappraisals in the last 12 months, which is going to result in some reduction in revenues overall, in addition to we're just not going to have the $100 million type of increase this year. So I know you've worked with the finance department and got those instructions. So if you could introduce yourself, give us a brief overview of your department, maybe what accomplishments there have been in the last couple of years. We might have a couple of questions for you.
I'm Mark Swan. I'm the Metropolitan Auditor, and the Office of Internal Audit became an independent function by a charter referendum in 2006, and I guess I was one of the first Metropolitan Auditors hired, and I've been here for the last 10 years. We have a staff, including myself, of 10 professional auditors. Our mission is to be an independent appraisal agency to ensure and enhance the integrity, equality, accountability, effectiveness, and efficiency of service activities, and to pursue an atmosphere of honesty and mutual trust within the metropolitan Nashville government, which is a challenge on a day-to-day basis. We believe we've gone a long way to we try to do that through being as transparent in our process with the clients that we engage with, and not to have any surprises. And I think we've done that successfully through our process in the last 10 years. Last year, we incurred over 14,000 hours of direct time. In my sense, we can only be effective when we're looking at things directly. We're not spending too much time training and doing other activities. So over 14,000 hours, which is over 83% of our available time, which is less your benefits time, which is a high mark to achieve. We were able to get 16 audit reports issued with 160 recommendations for improvement. I think our organization is unique. We're one of the only organizations that's almost 100% focused on trying to improve the metropolitan government on every day-to-day basis, and that's what we stay focused on. Over 99% of those recommendations were accepted by management, and we have a follow-up process to ensure that those are continued to be worked on to achieve the return on those. In addition to that, last year we accommodated over 8 requests for assurance services from either council members or department heads or others, which is almost half of our demand, which is, I think, is a great accomplishment. That's showing that mutual trust has been established, because most people don't come asking for audits on a day-to-day basis, so it's good to have people asking. And we've had several requests in the last few weeks, so that continues to go forward. In addition to that, we do hotel audits, occupancy tax, on a random basis to help ensure that the hotel occupancy taxes are being returned and to the proper amount. And we did 4 requests for fraud and waste and abuse investigations during the year. And one of the highlights of the year was that we were able to get some additional legislation passed that more defined our role in doing fraud investigations, and to also establish the scope of the office when it comes to what the metropolitan government is as it relates to internal audit work. And so for that, I guess I will leave it at that.
I don't have any questions.
So I guess the only thing I'd add is for the public's sake, is that the audit committee that you staff,
right,
it oversees the certified annual, the oversight of the certified annual financial report.
That's yes. In addition to that, there is an independent audit committee that's defined the TCA code. Ms. Tyler Lomax O'Neill is part of that. The vice mayor by position is part of that. And that is kind of a limbo position today, but it has been Vice Mayor Briley in the past. In addition to that, we have 2 council members who are elected by the council. Currently is Councilmember at Large John Cooper and Councilmember Bob Mendez at large. And in addition to that, there's two public nominees that are by their organizations, on which the council has no say or concurrence on. And the one's by the Chamber of Commerce, which is Brackney Reed, who's our chairman, and then one from the Nashville chapter of CPAs, which is Charles Frazier from Lipscomb. And they both all serve, and they all did a very capable job, and they part of their role is to oversee the annual internal audit plan and to receive and accept the annual financial report from our external auditors, Crossland and Associates. And I would tell you that they are very diligent in their task, and they do a very thorough job when people are brought forward to brief them on what's happening in the audit world.
Well, thank you very much.
Right.
And I know your budget is a no improvements budget, and we appreciate that very much.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Swan.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.